Good evening, Beyond the Call of Duty family and EOW family. It's Friday night, Friday the 13th of October. Filling in tonight, I've got a special guest coming on here in a minute. So we're going to get started with the unfortunately, the one loss that we had this week, yesterday, was Officer Richard Menendez from Philadelphia Police Department. And he was shot and killed at the Philadelphia International Airport parking garage, D, around 11 p.m. on Thursday night. Officer Mendez and his partner arrived in the parking garage preparing to start their shift when they heard glass shattering, and they observed subjects breaking into a vehicle. As they approached, the subjects fired at them. Officer Mendez was struck multiple times. His partner was also shot in the arm. Officer Mendez was transported to the Pennsylvania Presbyterian Medical Center, where he succumbed to his wounds around 11:30 last night. The suspects fled in a stolen vehicle, and one of the suspects who died from wounds was dropped off at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and the rest of the subjects have not been apprehended yet. Officer Mendez had served with the Philadelphia Police Department for almost 23 years, and he was assigned to the airport unit, and he's survived by his wife and daughter. So lots of love going out to his family and his friends, and his community. That 23 years is a long time that he served his community in the Philadelphia airport. And so lots of love and prayers going out to them. Let me show you a picture real quick. There's Officer Mendez. So lots of good thoughts going out to his family and his agency, and everyone who knew and cared for him. So we've had kind of a busy couple weeks. We have a couple neat things have come up. We've brought on a couple new ambassadors for Beyond the Call of Duty. Is located in Spokane, and we have a couple, Josh and Leslie, who are in Ohio. And so Daniel is our new ambassador from Spokane, and Daniel is putting together a golf tournament for us and to benefit us here this spring in the Spokane area. And we will have some great new details coming up about that here next month. Daniel's an amazing man. Him and JC hit it off from the get-go. He is also from Kenya, and I had the privilege of meeting him last week, and he is a really neat man, very supportive of what we're doing. And so we look forward to Daniel throwing that together and all getting out to play around the golf for a good cause. We all have Josh and Leslie Merrill, who are in Ohio. Josh and Leslie are longtime favorites of ours, and Josh has joined us on the trip here a couple times, and Leslie and even their kids a couple times. So we're really looking forward to them. They introduced us and brought us to an amazing establishment called Nasty's in Ohio that has great food. It was a wonderful atmosphere. It kind of for us felt like going home. They were very welcoming to us here a couple years ago when we were able to stop by, and Josh is hoping to partner with Frank to do some great things for Beyond the Call of Duty, and hopefully we'll be able to make another stop there and visit Frank and all his gang at Nasty's, and then of course always see Josh and Leslie. So more to come on that. We're now into October, middle of October, and so far to date, just a little bit of a word here is that our scholarship fund We have paid out to this year, 2023, $27,500 in scholarships to fallen officers, family members, children. And these scholarships are open-ended. A lot of scholarships that kids apply to going into college, they're specific for solely tuition. These scholarships are open to children of fallen law enforcement officers, for universities, for community colleges, trade schools, whatever it is that the school choice, the career path that they're taking, they're able to apply for these scholarships. And it's been an honor that we've been able to help these kids out, and they definitely need it. And also to remind them that their parent or their loved one hasn't been forgotten, and that we're here to support them how we can. So there's more information about that on our website, and you can apply for a scholarship, and that's pretty easy. To send us an email at info@eowride.org, and that'll get it to the right person, and we go from there. So we also, part of last week is we were in Spokane for the Spokane chaplaincy program. This Spokane Police Department's chaplaincy program put on their annual policeman's ball, and we brought in some survivors and went to the ball and had a great weekend of goofing around, and were able to be part of the ball and part of raising some hopefully very good money for the SPD's chaplaincy program, which helps them not only for the chaplains respond to incidents with their own officers, but people in the community when there's a loss, when there's something traumatic, and there's a need for the chaplains, they always show up regardless. And so hopefully they did very well at the ball, and they'll be able to continue this program. But one of our survivors, we're going to bring on real quick and here. Hi, Emery.
Hi, Allison.
So, Emery, I was just telling them about you guys coming over for the ball, and maybe some of our childish activities that we had last weekend. Lots of fun. So Emery is a brother of Matthew Lane, who was an undersheriff for the Ferry County Sheriff's Office here in Washington State, who was killed May 30th, 2003. And Emery I met Emery in kind of a strange way, traveling down I-5 with our memorial. And he was very glad to see us and was supportive, and we connected, and then have later found out that there's kind of some side connections with dear friends of my family that had a connection to his brother and your family. So we welcome you here. And so what did you think about the ball?
It was very nice. An honor to be there, and an honor to have you remember our hero and the other heroes that were represented that night.
So I got, I'll just throw up one picture that you might maybe appreciate, maybe not. I'm not sure.
Oh, well.
There's Emery on, that is on Justin DeRozier's motorcycle. Yes, Justin. So we have his brother Matthew is honored. He was honored 2 years ago on our ride, and so he's now on that right saddlebag, the bike that Emery's on. And then Diane was also there. We honored her husband Jay, and she is on the motorcycle that Andy Ornelas. And so that was kind of the beginning of the festivities for that evening. Trying to find, there's some more. We also had That was at the historic Davenport Hotel in Spokane, and we had our 2021 memorial there. So, we of course we love you, and we've been trying to get you to come on the ride for a while now. So getting you to Spokane is what we can get. Then that's what we'll take for now.
No, it'll happen.
But we love that we've been able to connect with you, and you want to tell us a little bit about you or your history and kind of where you're at.
As far as what?
With I know you're involved with COPS. You go with their you go to the retreat every year. You are also how you honor officers in your way, fallen officers.
Okay, gotcha. Well, yes, I recently went to a COP siblings retreat. Always a very healing weekend. Always a nice to be there for the new ones that have just joined us. Because I was there, and the lost look on their eyes and their faces, and just being there to give them a hug, welcome them, letting them know they're not alone, means a lot to them. I didn't know it at the time, but it meant a lot to me looking back. And more recently, I've discovered a way to give back to those families. It was kind of inspired by the line of duty death of Everett, Washington police officer Dan Rocha, where I made tributes, printed that off, and left at the memorial. Hopefully, his family got it. I trust that they did. But it got me to thinking. I wish I could do it for every family, just as a way to give each family a tribute. And I finally realized there was Facebook to do, so I created a Facebook page called Sacrifice Remembered, honoring every resting officer. So you can look that up and see the tributes I make.
Nice. I should have brought up a picture of that too, because they're absolutely amazing. They're amazing, and you put a lot of work into that and getting those out to make sure that every officer and their families are never forgotten, no matter how long, if it was 100 years ago or if it was last week. So
Yeah,
it's amazing to see that and very appreciated.
it's an honor to do it, and I love doing it.
And I got to see firsthand how you do it.
Yes, you did.
which was very nice to see how you've kind of got a system down now, but it takes a little bit of time
Yes.
for each one. So going through, and I know we had talked about it. They're reading some of their stories, especially some that were lost many, many years ago. That reading that story and reading their story is still, it's one way of keeping their memories alive. And so it's amazing.
Thank you.
We do have, Emery wasn't our only survivor that came in. I'm trying to find a decent group photo. Decent-ish. So here are our survivors that came in. It's Neil and I are kind of shoved over in the corner, but we have Neil DeRozier along with Katie DeRozier and her daughter Lily. And Katie is the wife of Justin DeRozier, who was killed in 2019 out of Cowlitz County here in Washington. And Neil was Justin's dad. Right there next to, from left to right, then we've got Diane Hughes, who her husband was lost in 2021, Jay, here out of Spokane as well. And then right in the middle there in the ever loving Seahawks shirt, we've got Emery. And then on the far right, and the little one down below, and the little Owen, we have Kaylee Brenton, whose dad was killed in 2009. I'm sorry, Halloween night of 2009. So coming up here on that anniversary for their family. And next to her is Erica, a dear family friend who's been with Katie through all this. So that was kind of our herd for the events that we had. We maybe had a little bit of fun, wouldn't you say, Emery?
Oh yes, it was fun.
Here's some. Here is Emery, Neil, Diane, and myself, and we are looking down at the self-proclaimed, I guess, center of the universe in Wallace, Idaho. We went over there, I think it was on Friday, and did the silver mine tour and kind of messed around a little bit. There's the center of the universe right there. We were all in it as much as we could be, as well as there's Diane. She was of course we were dodging a little bit of traffic. That's actually in the middle of a road and seems to be one of the busier streets in Wallace. Not that Wallace is super busy, but and we where are we going? Then we had Saturday. We had a kind of a fun day. There you go, Emery. Emery's playing King of the World at the amazing. There's a children's play park at the Spokane Riverfront where we spent the day kind of messing around a little bit, having a little bit of fun down there. Oh, I think I'm missing a picture, but we had a great day down there, and had Lily. There's Lily, who is an amazing young woman, and she is going to grow up to do some amazing things. I'll tell you that. She was a neat kid who here's another one of Lily. That slide was probably the highlight of her day. But we had fun kind of doing some sightseeing around town. There's Kaylee and Owen. I think that's one of the only pictures I could get of Owen to actually look at the camera. He was busy having fun in his own way. So, but the ball, I think, turned out really well. I don't recall if they threw out any numbers or how much they raised, but I think they did pretty good, and will help that their chaplaincy program do pretty good this year, I hope. Let's see. So here's also, I'll show you a little bit of the ball. There's not many photos to share, but there's our fearless leader's wife, Sheila, and Emery and Diane. Sheila and JC presented an award to the dispatchers, who have grown their area. Their call volume has grown quite some bit in the last couple of years, and they have never missed a beat. They have kept right on, even though their call volumes have gone up so much. They have done an amazing job for Spokane and keeping those officers safe and getting them to the calls that they need to be on, and with all the information that they needed. Another ENC, it was a packed house. Also in that picture, you can see next to Sheila, we had a wonderful visit for the evening from Art and Kelly Ornelas, who we have Andy, just Andy, is honored on one of our bikes. Andy was a California Highway Patrol officer that was killed in 2020, and his family was able to get away and come to the ball. So it was wonderful to reconnect with them also. We have one great. We'll show this. This is a good picture that was from the ball. This was Lily and Katie, and they're not on purpose matching dresses, but they looked wonderful. And Lily had an amazing time out there. She was spinning around like a princess for most of the night. So she literally had a ball. It was a lot of fun for them. And it was a lot of fun for us to watch as well, to see her enjoying herself and having so much fun out there with her mom. Might get in trouble for this one, but here we are. This is in one of their photos that was taken. And so we have Sheila and Emery, myself, Katie, and then Rekha, who is JC's aunt, who is visiting from Kenya, and she was able to join us as well. And yet another. So we may have had a little bit of fun, to say the least. I think we had a very good balance of honoring your guys as family members and you guys, and also just being big kids and playing around. So,
Yep.
What was your favorite part of the weekend or short weekend?
I would say the mine. That was really interesting and really cool. Just the history and how mining actually works and has advanced. So learning all that was actually really interesting and cool.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it's very interesting to hear. It's very surprising. You learn, at least I learned a lot. I didn't know silver, or that Wallace was the silver capital of the United States, or was it world? I didn't take notes.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But for such a small town, they pack a lot of history, and also a lot of tragedy has happened in that valley as well. We what was it, the Sunshine Mine? Is that the memorial that we stopped by on the way back through?
Yes.
Sunshine.
Yep.
So they had a pretty significant mining tragedy. I think the second worst in the U.S.
Right.
Yeah, it was 1917 or somewhere along those lines. That's a lot to think back on, but they had often just a few miles away, they had an amazing memorial that is well taken care of, and they have plaques on posts or surrounding the memorial that have all the names of all the miners that were lost that day, and so that was kind of neat. We did a quick pit stop there on the way home to see the memorial and kind of read a little bit about that story. So I thought it was a pretty good weekend. We all survived. We all seemed like we had some fun. We also we went to and had breakfast at Michael D's in Coeur d'Alene, which is also one of our sponsors, who I thought had a pretty good breakfast. It was amazing. They were able to accommodate a group of our size like they did that morning. Michael D's, they've always been supportive of our organization, so we wanted to make sure that we could take survivors there and show them part of some of our sponsors who have always been good to us, who why we appreciate them so much, and also why we love having them as a sponsor, because it gives us a really good reason to go eat there, and their food was great. So, well, Emery, is there anything else you want to talk about, or anything you'd like to say?
I don't think so. I love you all and thank you all for your support.
I'm glad there's, a lot of people you follow us and make a lot of comments on there. So it's nice for people that and they watch this to be able to put a face with the name when they see it come up every now and then. So thank you very much. I know you're just a few short miles away
No,
right
thank
now,
you.
but seems like it's a bit further.
Yeah.
All right, Emery. Well, thank you so much for joining us this last week, and got to have some
Thank you
good
for having
chat
me.
with
It
you.
was an honor.
Well, we gonna hold you to it. We definitely want you to come with us. So we know that life gets in the way of a lot of things, and eventually your
Yep.
path will be cleared for you to come with us for a bit.
Yep.
So,
I'm
well,
looking forward to it.
yeah. Well, thank you, Emery, and say hi. I know I can't see him, but say hi to Lance and um, Kyle. I
Yes.
almost said
I will
Keith.
say hi to both of them.
Yeah, say hi to everyone, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, Emery.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Okay, well, so we love Emery. Um, Real quick, wanted to go through some of our sponsors again. I know I kind of touched on Michael D's. But here is Yolks Fresh Market, one of the best grocery stores supermarkets, grocery stores that I have been to in quite some time. They have an amazing meat and dairy, their cheese department. Oh my gosh. So if you get a chance, you're in Sandpoint, Spokane, Tri-Cities, anywhere that you're going to visit in the kind of middle of Washington over into Idaho, check them out. See if there's one nearby, and definitely stop in and give them a shot. They have some amazing good stuff. Also, a shout out again to Advanced Digital Imaging out of Yakima. They are an amazing group of people who put together our wraps on our memorials each year. They wrap our motorcycles, our trucks. They do a phenomenal job of getting all the pictures of all the fallen to fit and to look amazing with their quality. They have always been good to us. And so if you are looking for any type of a vehicle wrap, any type of uh, digital imaging for any of your needs, whether it be business or personal, please go ahead and reach out to them. Again, they're out of Yakima, and they're some amazing guys. Also, we have Bug Clary Toyota out of Yakima, who these guys are wonderful. They've got a beautiful showroom and huge selection of inventory out there. I was just out there a few weeks ago, drove by, and they've got tons of vehicles. So if you were looking for a vehicle, definitely Bug Clary Toyota out of Yakima would be your go-to. We also, of course, want to shout out to Lone Wolf Harley Davidson. They have been generous in their help with our organization and have always been supportive. Again, we were just there for the motorcycle raffle, the Pan America raffle here last month. They did a great job and a wonderful event, and they always go out of their way. So if you're over in the Spokane area and you're looking for a motorcycle, new or used, definitely reach out to Lone Wolf. Go in there. Again, they've got great inventory, lots of beautiful bikes in there. And Or if you're not looking for a motorcycle and you're just looking to support one of these wonderful sponsors, go ahead and stop on in, say hi, grab a shirt, say thank you. I know they appreciate it, and we would love to send people in their way because they've done wonderful things for us. And then last but definitely not least, well, shout out to Jen at Garden Street School of Yoga. Jen is an amazing human being. I don't know how she does everything that she does in her life, and she supports so many causes, and we are grateful and thankful that she is supportive of us and has been such a help along this journey the last 3 years. Excuse me, almost 4 years. Time's kind of flying by. So we've got lots coming up. Again, we're looking at getting some information out about this golf tournament this next spring. And that looks like maybe the end of next month. Of course, we're in the process right now of reaching out to departments, and there's a lot of departments to reach out to, unfortunately. Our ride next year will leave June 1st, and we will be honoring officers that were lost in both 2022 and 2023. So we'll have quite a few stops, and look forward to meeting all these families and departments and being able to honor their fallen this next year. So that's kind of where we're at. We'll go ahead and take a couple comments. Uh-oh. Well, it's not fair. Emery commented himself, even though he's on. But that's difficult. So if everyone, Emery, that's our Emery. And of course, Eddie. Good evening, Eddie. It's so good to hear from you. We miss you, and look forward to seeing you soon. And then we had Joel. Good evening, Joel. Thanks for joining us. Then I've got, oh, Eddie and Emery talking again. That's pretty common. Oh, and good evening, Mickey. So Mickey's was one of the amazing men that put on one of the Spokane chaplains, and he's a huge part of the SPD Spokane's chaplaincy program. And so it was wonderful to get to see him in action on Thursday night at the ball. Yeah, Eddie, it should look familiar. It was it. Hi, Michelle. Always good to hear from you. Always good to hear from you. Okay. Oh, and this is another one of JC's family, and thank you so much. We appreciate all your support. Well, I think we got everything covered for tonight. So be careful out there this weekend, Friday the 13th. I don't know, we're here in Northwest Washington. It's a little chilly and foggy in the morning, and so be careful out on the road out there. Please, if you see emergency vehicles with their lights on or pulled over on the side of the road, please move over and give them all the space that you can. Either move over a lane or two, or slow down, or both. You never know what's going on out there. And so definitely be careful out there this weekend, and have a wonderful weekend. And we will see y'all next week.